Hi guys, Jen Lee here with Josh RT. Now Josh, first global grand final for G2, so far so good. Now this time you have Giacomo with you, the guy that's been there, done that. So, what do you think he adds to the game, especially in a big one like this?
I think his demeanor, his calm, honestly his vibes, he always makes it kind of fun. Him and Jonah especially are kind of just making it just like a normal day of practice in a way. So I've been telling the boys, yeah, we feel the energy of a grand finals, but let's just take care of business.
And also about that Lotus pick, power move?
Sort of. We felt like our Lotus is the strongest, and it showed. But T1's an excellent team. I'm expecting a counter punch right back on Haven. They have a really good Haven, so I expect a really, really tight Haven match.
All right, thank you for your insights, and good luck on Haven.
And now it's time for our HyperX Reflex moment, and this one is going to go to Trent, and G2 picks up the win. Looking rather good in the process, and Kukuka, gotta say, Trent looking like an MVP player out here.
Absolutely. We've been talking about it every single day, how good the utility is, how much impact they have, and actually, especially on this post-plans, G2 was extremely effective. They only lost one, and it was on that pistol round right at the beginning of the map. That was also a round that T1 couldn't convert into the second one. It wasn't a first good map for T1, let's just say that.
Yeah.
G2 showed a very different game plan on this map of Lotus versus how they played when they beat EDG. When they played against EDG, it was all about the A-Rubble fights, dominating with superior utility in that space. But here they had a read to give those A-Lobby fights, go for a lot of mid-round re-clears, and aim to finish B a lot. That was a weakness that I think Josh RT found in prep, and it paid off big time for a strong start for those Ascension underdogs.
Indeed, it did. And there you can see Trent there. We talked about it before, making the case for an MVP award. But on the other side, though, Giacomo stepping up big time in this one, guys.
Yeah.
An absolute barn burner of a performance for Mimi. And one thing is for certain is that if he's outputting like this in the series, everyone on T1 needs to watch out.
This is why they picked him up. Jaw is a big game player. You heard it from Josh. He adds a certain aura to the team, being a guy who's been there, done that, lifted trophies, which no one else on G2 has done before. And after having a solid tournament, to see him returning to peak form in this finals just makes sense.
Yeah, and having him potentially joining Sassy and winning champs and also a Masters title today. And also with the performances that he's been having during the Swiss days and most of the tournament, he hasn't been the #1. Oh my God, this is the guy I'm going to look at. Exactly, because he hasn't needed to. But I think he really understands the way that T1 plays and the playstyle that they have, because back in the day when he was in EG and all of that, they used to run that double duelist on split. They also played a lot with the duelist and the chamber, which we could also put the similarities there to put him with the duelist. So he really knows how to play against this playstyle.
Yeah, and he was also almost always playing Raze back when he was on EG. He was that hyper proactive dive player. Now he's on the Yoru, has to play a lot more for the team, has to take more 50-50 teleports, where he's sacrificing himself to give G2 winning positions, but he's still putting up performances regardless, and he's going to go back to the Yoru on Haven. And like you mentioned, this is another stronghold for T1, another double duelist comp for them here.
Yeah, that's right. There you can see the series layout. If you're just joining us here, 13-5 conclusion from Lotus there for G2. And you heard Josh RT earlier talked about how they felt confident in that map. They knew that they could take it, and the proof was in the pudding. But they also know that Haven is going to be a challenging one. And speaking of, let's actually send it over to Jen Lee yet again, who's standing by with Coach Autumn.
Hi guys, Jen Lee here with Coach Autumn. Now Autumn, Abyss has been T1's permaban. You don't have to tell me the truth, but how many times have you guys actually scrimmed Abyss? Or how much practice did you guys have on this map after you got here in Bangkok? 감독님, 어비스가 고정밴이었잖아요. 이제 해야 될 텐데 얼마나 완성도가 있는지 궁금합니다. 뭐 스크림이나 연습 어느 정도 하셨을까요?
일단 당연히 어비스란 맵도 꾸준히 연습을 하고 있던 맵이기도 하고 중간에 이제 메타 변화가 있었을 때 저희가 그때 사실 어비스만큼은 좀 조합에 대한 갈피를 못 잡았어가지고 저희가 사실상 밴을 하게 됐었는데, 오히려 이제 G2가 결정이 나고부터는 G2는 이제 조합 컨셉이 사실 저희가 옛날에 쓰던 조합과 유사하기 때문에 그거에 맞춰서 저희가 짠 조합이 있는데 그 준비가 좀 어느 정도 돼 있어가지고 그렇게까지 큰 걱정은 하지 않고 있습니다.
We've been consistently practicing and scrimming on Abyss, and of course, when the meta kind of changed around Abyss, we kind of struggled to get the hang of what suits us and what was working for us. So we have been banning Abyss for a while, but looking at G2's comp and what they run and how they play it, it's kind of similar to what we were doing with our Abyss before. So we had a great counter to how they play, and I feel like we have a great chance against G2 on Abyss. Now, thank you, Autumn, and good luck.
And that is going to be yet another one of the challenges that this T1 team has to overcome. They've been banning Abyss all throughout, but we'll see how that plays out going into map 3. For now, set our attention to Haven, map number 2, because on Haven, this is where you gotta feel good about what T1 are gonna run with this ISO.
Yes, you do. Meteor is a master on this agent, and I think when you look at the defensive side for T1, one of their biggest keys is the cross-map support. They do a really good job of sending Yoru ults, ISO ults or Sova ults cross-map to support players on top of undercuts, paranoias. They do a really good job at aiding their players in these brawls, and I think that's something G2 has to look out for.
And even though G2 has not yet to lose this map, they haven't had as many reps as T1 has on this. But on the first map, I saw T1 scared of taking some of those initial duels and leaving everything for the later round. But that also comes with a lot of conditioning coming from G2. They have to do it from the attack right at the beginning.
Couldn't agree more, ladies. This best of 5 is far from over. Let's go on and get into map number 2. Send it back over to your casters, Achilles and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much. As I was saying, T1, plenty of reps on this map, but that is plenty of tape to be studied by G2. And for T1, the composition the G2 is bringing to the table, not one that they're going to be the most familiar with.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even though it looks familiar in terms of what's the meta on a lot of different maps here on Haven, it is a little bit off kilter compared to what T1 is normally going against. And a lot of that util that comes out early from the breach, from the Taeho, so oppressive, able to take space off the back of it, stacks on an island here. Gonna see that arc rose, gonna go for a check. Oh,
just shock as well. Kind of doing him a favor, stopping them from extending a bit there, perhaps. Yeah, stealth drone getting a catch. Shock dart going to be lopped down. Trying to be does eat the lion's share of that damage, down to 33. Sylvan set here behind the box. Push forward though. Val able to find one. Dogamo getting another. Jonah P, despite the HP disadvantage, still coming away with a kill. Now a 2v4.
Spike planted.
Buzz swinging around. Does he read this angle? Classic could devastate, but he spots him out. He's able to find the kill. A tap there on a Val and taking him down. So very low, just to a sliver. Can't quite confirm it now. Everything to do here for Buzz. No flashes, just a gate crash. The timing, not on his side. Needed to hit the headshot and cannot. G2 winning another pistol.
And it's once G2 is able to get to the site, they just flood around the box, start knocking players down. Jogamo's all over the place, jump peeking to set up his teammates. Valen gets that kill. Then there's a Razor Vines at the entrance from Link. That slows up Izu, so he's not able to get involved in that firefight either. Tries to wait it out, can't do much. Buzz a little bit unfortunate with the timing with the gate crash, but another great start here for G2. And pistol rounds so devastating to give over to G2, not just because of the way it plays out in the economy and in the map and everything like that, but because they're so good at converting bonuses.
Going for a reposition, gets himself back plat. Pick out there. Not a deep gate crash here. It's actually one bit more defensive setup for Jaw. Be back around the corner, out to safety.
They're super concerned about some kind of lurk coming through. You already have Leaf checking for the long A push, for the mid push, and eventually T1 will go there, but have they been able to kind of be patient enough to catch G2 off guard? Doesn't seem like it.
Able to confirm that presence, but T1 now well aware of Leaf's position, but still going to be heavily relying on Izu to try to stem this flood into the site. The push forward, and yep, Jogamo just going to be able to pick him off with ease. Leaf on the reposition. Hearing the footsteps coming his way, and Stax is not prepared for it. Well, I was hoping that somebody's going to come pushing forward, and Leaf is just piloting this absolutely gorgeously. Meteor However, it does tuck back up into the window. Losing track for a brief moment, but still has a very strong suspicion. As they play Ring Around the Rosie here at the spawn, and Leaf will still have the timing, still have the kill. As Buzz swings the corner, a shorty in hand, nothing to be done. G2 start off T1's pick of Haven with a flawless anti-eco.
I mean, again, it's just the antis. The reads here for G2 are so good. Now, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Sylvan got spammed through a smoke. Trying to come in to bail out Izu, but nothing doing, and just Leaf. He has been brilliant this tournament. He was brilliant on map 1. 21 kills for him on Lotus. And is doing circles around T1 to start here on Haven. T1 gets guns in hands, but after that flawless, G2 gonna have some fearsome firepower. A couple stingers, a guardian, a bulldog, and Leaf with that phantom.
Take flight.
Stacks. Gonna see a couple trying to call for some reinforcements, and it is gonna be another mid push out here for T1. Meteor gonna try to get on these flanks early, but there is that Vice wall to slow him up, or at least give the info over to G2.
Stealth drone cleared here from Stacks. Tucks into the cubby. Several players available now here from the side. Up T1, Stacks gonna be giving his life to try to go ahead and get that trade out, but it's traded back a bit. Leaf around the corner, the fake out, drawing the attention here for Buzz, but swings to the backside and quickly takes down Jogamo. The damage, though, already quite palpable here. Jonah P still has an opportunity to deal more, if not clutch out this round.
Buzz just gonna plant his feet by the spike. Send out a gate crash just in case he can't get the initial duel.
Situates it there. In hell, the swing. He's gonna be taken down. 27 seconds. Izu repositioning. Fault line. Not quite getting him. Jonah P trying to play every single angle. Izu just gonna be tucked into the corner. A singular flash. All that he has available. And as he tries to go in, he will fall down. But that is still a damn good bonus for G2. T1 will get on the board, but it's just Izu as the lone survivor.
That's just a brutal combo, though. Stacks is just stuck in the corner. He does well to even get one, quite frankly. Here, Buzz thinks he's got the kill. Has to swing back, but does a nice job finding two. God, Jonah P, he has been just so brutal at times. I mean, the firepower, outrageously good for G2. On top of just brilliant util usage to boot. That's what's got them here. That's what got them through as the top dog, as the team that's allowed to pick the first two maps to ban. Now another A hit. Smoke deeper for Valen. Stacks has to check over it. G2, they're anticipating this.
Go for a push here. Does get a headshot on the Jogamo, putting him down to 5 HP, but Valen there, that covering fire, gets him the advantage in the round. Try to push him out. Spots one. Hasn't necessarily read that Buzz is inching closer and closer. A flash out here from Jong. Swing over the corner. Buzz will be able to collect one, but advantage maintained now. Extrapolated upon. His Meteor had no idea about this lurk here from Leaf. Gets himself in around the back. And T1, barring a miraculous clutch from Sylvan, are not going to be tying things up. G2 looking for an early lead once more.
I mean, I think Sylvan's should be considering a save at this point. Just brilliant, brilliant reads from G2, understanding the tendencies of the T1 players, understanding that if Stacks doesn't see anything off of that drone, he's going to want to check with his eyes, check with his gun, see if he can find a freebie, and then the attempted re-clear of space by Buzz and Meteor is dealt with. They've got the utility there. Jog able to back up Valen, even though Valen falls. And that's it. That's all T1 can find. Sylvan's going to try to hide in their spawn.
They're very suspicious about these potential positions here. Salva's a check. Spike will detonate. No one going to be encroaching, so Sylvan will be able to hold on to this weapon. One survivor, but this time not off the back of a round win. G2 move up by 2.
Well, it feels like T1 is generally playing very passive at the beginning of these rounds. I think you need to call for some kind of aggressive hit towards the top of A. Even if G2's not there, you need to find a way to take a little bit of map control, get better reads quicker,
Weapons up, comes open.
and try to shut G2 out of the rounds before they can even begin. It's like the desk was talking about, once they get into those post plants, they were immovable objects on Lotus. Dog, exploration again.
Dimensional drift, spotting out a couple. Rolling Thunder going to be available here for Jonah P. Izu lurking forward into the smoke, finds one, picks up the weapon. But now he's just going to be flushed out. Draw the backside, able to find one. Buzz. Classic somehow comes away with two. And that leaves Stax now on his lonesome. Weapon can be collected. As everybody else from G2 scattering. Trent, Jogamo sprinting towards that A site.
Dude, Jog is all over the place on this Yoru. He is just making it so difficult to track what's going on. In the beginning of the round, he's at the back of C, and then he's TPing back to Cubby. I mean, he's just so cagey, so smart. And even though T1 has plenty of experience playing with and against Yorus, the way Jog pilots it, quite a different affair. And they're going to just take two players, send them down into the sewers. Stax still has the recon, still has the shock, but I think Trent's going to make the loop all the way back around and catch him in the back.
Isn't planted for long, but there's still so many angles that Stax needs to check. The time continuing to whittle away. Quick peek down into sewer. A recon going to be set, but there's the salvos to buy more time. Trent here. Behind the bricks, the stun connects. A 3K, and Stax will fall, and G2 continue on their merry way.
Wait, look at the way he plays this. He gets behind him. They've got the aftershock combo there as well. A grab well to boot, just to set Jog up to clear the back of sight. Then he's going to be TPing back to the other side. Buzz gets a couple.
Ooh, nice and cold.
I mean, that's a good way to put it.
I like that we linger here for the sip, because there's a timeout on the opposite, so we have plenty. Go ahead and see what Josh thinks. But yeah, another early timeout necessary for the side of T1. There's a reason why Jen did that, that during that interview with Autumn was asking him not about Haven, about that Abyss, because it is that third map. She knows, the players know, we know. If T1 cannot find a victory here on this Haven, and we go into that Abyss, they're going to be staring down the barrel of a potential 0-3 loss here in their first ever grand final.
No, it feels like a must-win for T1 here on Haven, no doubt about it. Their Abyss was okay in the offseason, I will say that. T1, when I was preparing for kickoff in kickoff for Pacific, I was like, their Abyss isn't that bad. They really don't want to play it. It looked pretty okay at Red Bull Homeground and some of the other tournaments, but they've been hiding it. I mean, Autumn has alluded that they might have something prepared, but that is neither here nor there because you don't have any on-stage experience with it in 2025, and that's a huge gamble to be taking no matter what, especially if you can't win your map pick here on Haven. Trying to set up Buzz for the op.
Seems like G2, though, very much ready for this. Winning this A lobby position. Flash down towards that sewer. Just pushing him off the angle for a brief little moment, then the TP out. Joins in with the rest of the players. Leaf wanting to try to push forward in towards Garage. Players watching the angle for the moment. Stealth drone gonna move up, try to check out this site. Nothing seen quite just yet, though.
Oh, Leaf, if he finds the right timing.
Gate crash into the back. No, just right there in front of the box, in fact. Armageddon trying to clear. Izu, however, holding close, finding one, repositioning. Dodges out the Hunter's Fury now, coming through off the back of that Neural Theft as they frantically look for some kills. Counter spam, however, Jonah P gonna be coming away with one as Izu gets taken down. Buzz on a deep line outside of A lobby. Looking for the spot out, doesn't fire. Trent able to confirm that position though.
Look at the awareness.
Again, eats that full flash. Has the dimensional drift for a potential exit, but he's just gonna be swinging into multiples.
30 seconds left.
Mask now on, playing it safe. Sylvan able to react, finds Trent and Valen. Replying back, Jonah P gonna be taken down. And now Valen sandwiched in. Shorty around the back from Buzz will be able to put him down. T1, the timeout call. It works a treat, it gets him the round victory. But 3 ultimates had to be invested.
This is more T1 Valorant. If you can get them in the mud, if you can get them spreading the map all over the place, keep them guessing, it's going to give you a little bit of confidence. That's where they thrive. And Buzz there, under a lot of pressure, plays it nicely. A big win for T1. You're going to be able to keep that operator. You have to buy down to a Guardian for Izu. But still, big sniper rifle available once again. Similar push out towards Sewer to set Buzz up, but this is looking like B all the way. They're even going to set up the Cosmic Divide. Still
pacey hit. They know that Hunter's Fury, it's been expended, so no chance to really just spam that across to try to interrupt this.
Yep.
A Paranoia will fly. TP up and over the top. Sylvan going on a peek. They do manage to go ahead and interrupt this, but now a Rolling Thunder called in, connecting on the 2, forcing them back. Jogamo this time can go ahead and stick in for the plant. Flashes up and over the top, able to find one attack with the crossfire, takes him down. Valen trades up for Sylvan. The defuse starting to be held. The wall to try to escort this forward. They're just going to be trying to stick for this one. Izu holds it to completion. This Buzz, a last little kill there on the backhand, and T1 retake the site as quickly as G2 were able to snap it.
Yeah, that's just a great call here from Stacks and company. Wait for those ults and then rush in. And it's also Stacks who plays that anti-flash. He's awaiting Jogamo's flash in the peek around the corner. He's going to be the one who steps up and kills him. Nice timing from him. Valen getting a couple big ones. Those Razor Vines don't matter too much once you're already sticking it. Buzz, Stacks keeping it light. Vulnerable. Back him up a little bit, and the shot goes wide from Buzz.
Swift breeze right past Jogamo.
But they've already gotten past. They're already on the other side. They're in the long. 3 players were able to make their way through. Drone not going to get a ton of info, I don't think, here.
Does manage to spot out, I believe, Isu perhaps might have been behind the box. Hard to tell from just the mini-map alone. Either way, Leaf just going to try to stay planted here. Sylvan, however, more than ready for it. Reads the setup. Finds the punish as soon as that nebula goes away. As soon as that smoke goes away. But wow, what a shot! Buzz has been so clean in this tournament with that operator overall. The Trent just doesn't give him the time of day. Now a 4v4. Spot out Izu, eating an immense amount of damage through that spray. Sylvan similarly getting tagged up, is able to find one, tries to readjust, cannot get balance. Stacks' presence is now going to be known. The Meteor out from long, able to find another.
30 seconds left.
The ult available, does he send it? The answer is going to be no. Spike not quite planted yet. Repositions, wants to try to make sure that he's not going to be punishable. G2 exploring outside of the site now. Izu hearing the footsteps. Tries to go in for a timing. Ends up falling down. Does he get the pull? It does! Spike! I believe he might just have it.
One enemy remaining.
He's got the play of a Meteor. Brings it to a 1v1.
Oh my God.
Just a wall. Noise made. Jonah swings with Meteor! What a shot! What a play!
And when you need your big stage players to show up, T1's Meteor finally does his 3rd Masters Finals in a row. And he's not going down quietly.
What a Red Bull clutch!
Oh my God.
Oh, the barrel just sticking out. And Sylvan had the idea, but didn't even need the read. Info was provided. Good from Jonah P. Knowing that he was going to have just a sliver of time to try to get that through, but Meteor clearly also not quite believing in how crisp that was.
And the timing on Meteor's ult is milliseconds from just ending that round anyway. Well thought out there by Meteor. Immediately, my thought was once he got that ult online, just save it, just save it. They haven't planted, and he reads that so well. Crazy, crazy scenes.
This is a lot more of the action that we've wanted to see that we didn't really get there on Lotus. Now tied up here at 4-4, G2, their first timeout on Haven. Looking to once again just course correct. The last timeout call that we had from G2. It's right there, just before that round 10. That's when that 7-round streak began from half to half.
And that's something that Josh RT has been so good at as the coach for G2. Going back and watching this event, you look at when he takes timeouts and look at what happens after that. Look at the score lines. Generally, it's G2 going on a tear. He's so smart. Understands exactly how to get his team back into things, and Valen does a great job processing it, understanding it, and implementing it for G2.
Singer here for Jogamo. Handles across the rest. Push forward, trying to just dog walk into garage. They end up falling down, and Sylvan sticking around, finds himself a second kill. Paranoia sent cam, situated here on that B site, Meteor. From that A connector angle, slowly scaling forward, getting aligned with the wall.
They know a lot of times T1's gonna play off angle. That's a good Nova Pulse.
Concuss is here, but covering fire is as well. Sylvan will find a third, give it his life. To buy time, to buy space for Izu, but through the door, Jonah P. A solid shot, but now a 1v3. The fault line set. Buzz with the off shot will be able to put him down. T1, for the first time in this series, having a lead for themselves.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea here from G2. Challenge the garage space. This is a great pivot point for T1 on this map. You know, Izu, Meteor, Sylvan, going to be some of the players you're going to have to potentially deal with in that space typically. And they love to play those off angles through those doors, hide players behind the box or behind the doors themselves. Kind of find those timings where you try to take that space and they just rip it away from you. Keeping my eye on Buzz and that operator again, but mostly full weapons. Trent with the Guardian. Seems like G2 is a little bit wary of what happened in that previous round with the eventual push out from B, but the way those trips are set up, they're going to clear one of them. Very aware of the way Izu likes to have those placed. Gives them a little bit of opportunity to take a pause and think about things, slow things down. This is what gave T1 a bunch of trouble on Lotus, on their defender's side.
Very big shift though. T1 ushering multiple players over towards that C site. As not going to be able to get that tag. Buzz not going to be able to escape. There comes the push, and he won't be able to get it himself a point-blank shot. G2 just far too quick. Buzz overstaying. And now suspecting that they have these rotations back across to reinforce the A site.
Who's next?
They set their sights elsewhere. Jiggle out there from Izu. I believe he does pop that vice wall.
This is a great read, though, from G2. They haven't heard a damn thing over here. And now Jog's going to get the info. There's only one.
Just pushing forward into the cage and wins out the fight. Down to 85 HP as well. Not much. Telt is Meteor. Absolutely handled on that attempted flank. The 2v5. The fight, it's called off. T1 not willing to lose any more members, knowing that there's some critical ultimates just about to come through here for the side of G2.
Yeah, absolutely the right play. They're going to be able to scoop up the operator potentially as well.
Stacks, not known for his offing, but puts one through the gut of Jonah. We'll be able to hold on to it. Looks like the remaining members here from G2 not going to be going on too deep of a hunt.
Just wanted to get the ult charge for Jonah P, get the Rolling Thunder online, because the rest of the team, the economy, not so good. Going to be able to bank up a little bit coming into this next round. And just the patience again. This is what is killing T1 on this defender side sometimes. Just a great understanding that if they can get that stealth drone, Buzz doesn't TP right away. He opts to try to clear it with the op. At that point, it's too late. He's already caught, not able to use his util. They punish it.
Gets that solid interruption. And then everything in the kitchen sink thrown at him. Another op is afforded. Still do have that as a factor here in the round, but right now G2 full cluster up on this A site. Potential for just a very quick send. They can get forward at long, at a Rolling Thunder. Just crash across, escort them in. Flash out, a turn, an aftershock, and a forced peel back. As now the Steel Garden going to be called in. Not many safe positions. A lot of weapons going to be lost here. Now the side very much in the hands of G2, and I think it saved the Rolling Thunder for the post plant. This round is as good as theirs.
The wall there to identify the lurk. TP over by Sylvan. Izu's going to try to wait it out a little bit longer.
Cosmic Divide now at the ready. Rolling Thunder ready to go towards that B connector side. Sylvan able to find one. Meteor on the peek out. Finding Valid and Buzz down into hell. Causes the shorty, finds Jonah P.
Last player standing.
And now suddenly, this round has somehow gotten away from G2. Trent still alive. Looking to try to clutch it out. Has been ping revealed. Quick little push and pull the wall into his face. Steadies for one. Looks for Meteor. Tries to take him down. But the spike defuse held there by Sylvan. Ensures that T1 get themselves back into the lead as they look for a 7-5 half. G2, an opportunity to keep things neck and neck.
Well, that's just a classic Flood retake here, but it's the ability to get past that wall initially. God damn, Meteor. Unbelievable. But the way they get Sylvan past that Vice utility is what allows them to start picking apart the flanks of G2 and opens up that first kill. Kind of sends them into disarray. So nice read there by T1. And a great retake despite that Steel Garden giving the space that G2 needed to get into the post plant. Oh my, that's a lot of pings.
Allen just caught scattering off the back of that. This time Buzz, good for the kill. The Astra dead.
Fake teleport.
Just gonna have to be a brute force from G2 to really try to get themselves into a winnable position to tie things up. The dimensional drift now in play here from Buzz. Meteor trying to play off of that, but Jogamo has other ideas. Brute force indeed. 2 kills found, point blank, catches a fake out. Does have a shorty in the backup, looks for the shot, cannot get it. It's chaos incarnate. But G2 are the ones persevering.
Jog is just so slippery, man. Getting out of there. I mean, I thought G2 was in trouble. Jog just bails him out. Izu still maybe a chance, but on a 4v1 with all these crossfire positions, with the late deep lurks, he's got one.
Snapping for the first, the swing back in, finds his second. The neural depth gonna be sent out. Getting worried about Leaf there from behind. Holds at the half, looks for the shot, but Jonah P. a bit faster, a bit crispier, and that means we are tied up at 6-6 at the half.
Well, definitely a better showing here for T1, but still G2, the trickery. Oh, what a transfer from Jog. Leaf finds another lurk. I mean, seems like it's a repeating story. We're on loop, we're on a turntable that's stuck. I feel like I'm just saying the same things. It's like Jog does this, and then there's all these awesome things that G2 is doing, but T1 able to punch back.
That they are, 6-6. Well, let's go ahead and hear from another classic. We got TenZ stand by for an interview.
และก็กลับมาอีกครั้งหนึ่งแล้วตอนนี้โอ้โหพิเศษกว่านี้ก็น่าจะยากแล้วครับผม Ladies and gentlemen, with me here today is TenZ. First of all, we met just now. How are you now? How was the mangoes?
It was really good. I recovered, so it's better now.
What do you do to recover?
I drank milk, ice cream, Pepto-Bismol, Tums. I took everything I could.
Sounds like me too, just now. สำหรับคำถามนะครับก็อยากรู้เหมือนกันว่ามะม่วงที่กินไปเมื่อกี้เป็นยังไงบ้างนะครับก็ถือว่ากินทุกอย่างไปเลยนะครับทั้งนมทั้งไอศครีมทั้งอะไรก็ได้นะครับที่ช่วยตอนนี้ไทยสันโอเคแล้วนะครับไม่ต้องเป็นห่วงเนาะ Of course, this is grand finals of Masters. I want to know, who do you think is going to win?
My brain is saying G2, but my heart is saying T1.
โอ้คิดว่าใครจะชนะ Grand Finals TenZ นะครับบอกว่าหัวสมองคิดว่า G2 นะแต่หัวใจมันคิดว่า T1 นะครับผมมา And of course, you're here in Thailand. We see so many fans. You know, they really love you so much. I just want you to give a couple of words to all the Thai fans and, of course, all the global fans who's watching back at home.
Yeah, thank you to all the fans. It's been amazing in this event so far. And yeah, I love Thailand, honestly. It's one of my favorite places to be, actually.
ว้าวเนี่ยก็บอกว่าโอ้ก็บอกว่านะครับรักประเทศไทยมากคิดว่าเป็นหนึ่งที่ชอบมากที่สุดแล้วนะครับผมก็ถือว่าน่าจะมีโอกาสได้เห็นเขากลับมาที่นี่อีกครั้งหนึ่ง and of course TenZ I really thank you for this but that is it for us from now and we'll get back to the game
Bat chest. 6-6 here at the half. Fully tied up. G2 currently having the leads there on pistols. 2-1 in that regard. T1. How do they start off this half? Buzz has been impactful, but we haven't been seeing those same hits. Yes, that incredible clutch from Meteor. It's not quite hitting as hard as we have been seeing from him in the days leading up to this grand final. Can he get online here in the second half of Haven?
Absolutely, they're going to need that. And the other thing they need to do is shut Leaf down. He is just running all over these maps. Great pick from Izu. Oh, almost finds a second.
Let's get that hit there. Jaw down to 70 HP. Trent at 20.
But they're rotating back into this. Maybe just making sure that there isn't a full commit to this push out, yeah?
Portal closed.
Maybe just off the call that Izu said, look, I've absolutely
there's
destroyed
a lot.
the majority of them. Looks like they're going to try to fight into this. Salvo's at the ready to ensure that things get chaotic. Fallon down here at Sewer. Jump across the way, though. Sylvan with a right click, going to be able to find one. Trent now entrenched and flushed out. Shock dart at his feet. He falls. There's the undercut. They get that double damage through a reset on Meteor's shield. T1 decently well poised to try to get this pistol win. Leaf still alive, however.
Planted.
And as always, is insanely capable of being the X factor, but now down to just 54. Stacks behind the box. Sylvan to his right. Can he find it? Swings in, does get some damage done, but cannot find that kill. T1 tie things up as far as pistols are concerned. Take a narrow lead once more here on Haven.
Yeah, this is such great work by Izu. Doing so much damage on that swing out. Sylvan there, playing quickly off of Meteor's peak with the shield up. Able to keep them rolling, steaming forward towards that A site. Able to get the plant down relatively effectively. And this is certainly a big round. You normally wouldn't say that going up against an eco, but T1's had some struggles against them, and G2 has had some success.
Yep.
No force buy up this time, though, from G2.
You're not going to be seeing the Stingers. Sheriff, Ghost, classics for the rest. Majority of the G2 players clustered up here around that B site. Cam out into mid for Izu.
This is classic G2, and I love this cam position. They love to get aggressive out towards window. See if they can get into your flanks early. With that cam there, should be able to get a decent read on it. Izu just keeping track just in case. It's a slow march forward for the rest of T1. Try to see if they can get through Leaf cleanly. He's not even gonna mess with it.
Yeah, has to just back away. G2 probably figuring that the best option is going to be some stray shots through the smokes, otherwise a death ball push into the site. If not, just a call to fully save, just go down to the spike. Smoke and Heaven going to be dissipating, and they're going to look to go for the push. Meteor, however, able to find two. Look at that Phantom, the decent use, but turn to the classic. Finding another. Stacks cannot steady the aim.
Your biggest mistake is that pistol.
Two weapons going to be carried forward, but still some decent damage dealt here by G2.
So much util there. Dumped to the back of the site into hell to try to clear T1 players, and it looked like they were going to weather it, but then the aim gets a little bit off. G2's clean. Meteor doing what he can, but look at that. The fake out, the salvos, everything in the kitchen sink. Nice shock dart from Stacks. You can see, though, they're just a little bit off at times today.
Good job, guys.
We haven't seen that T1 that was just starting to steamroll. It looked like they were crisp, they were accurate. Here today, they're getting beat by G2 in a lot of those situations.
It feels like one of the things that needs to be beared in mind. The lead up into this grand final, another best of 5. 10 out of 11 potential maps played by T1 in their series to get to this point. They have been non-stop competing for the last 4 days.
Oh, and then think about what they had to go through in Pacific as well.
Yes.
They had to play 2 best-of-5s. Went the full set both times. Barely beat Gen G. Lost to DRX in the finals.
Oh boy. 3-player cluster here in the window. Buzz tucked down just below.
Oh.
Salad on the peek out is instantaneous.
What a read.
Utterly fantastic shot. This Meteor.
Thorns activated.
Locked in from the Vice wall, locked in position from the Thorns. Wall to try to lead the charge. Sylvan forward into the site, going to be taken down. Lead here in that cubby, able to find one, finds 2. Stacks now eliminated.
Down A.
And the rotations are already here. G2 have already taken this site back over.
Stabilizing.
Izu finding one. Spike here on the floor. Izu finds a second. Meteor now in to try to clutch it out, but it's going to be Valen who shuts this down. Bonus conversion cannot come to fruition. G2 shortened the gap once again down to just a singular round.
What a great round from Valen. Love the way he plays this. Just knows that Buzz is going to be there. Did his homework. Got an A+. And then Leaf tucked into that corner. It catches T1 off guard.
It's okay. A little whiff.
Even though they try to fight their way through, it's really good reads here from G2. To be fair, T1 doesn't really make it that confusing. But once that wall goes up, that traps Meteor behind that smoke. He's stuck while the rest of T1 just has to wait it out. That allows all of G2 to get over there. Maybe that's a round where you can pivot as T1. You can try a different angle. I know you lost Buzz over in the garage, but with that wall there, and you got to know that G2's got something tricky with that wall that close to that ramp.
It's much more proactive timeout here from the side of Coach Autumn, to say the very least. That massive win streak on Lotus, no intervention until we had seen G2 get up to map point. Wants to prevent that, wants to get involved very early on here. Which I find surprising considering that round still very close for T1. Clearly not happy with everything that he's seeing. See what the change-ups look like here for T1. As we get back into the action, G2. Things weakened a bit after several casualties in that previous. Feel like a Stinger still in the mix here. Trent making up his mind. Buys down for a Bulldog, so still good firepower for G2.
This looks like G2 wants to contest A, wants to lure T1 into a trap. They've got all that Vice util there again. They've got the Tejo, they've got the Breach in Link to set up for the stuns or things like that, but this looks more like the pistol round a bit, except this time thinking about B. There's that Vice wall there in front of Meteor. Stacks checks garage, smoke to cover in towards the window.
I'm not seeing anything. As the salvos go flying by. Izu thinking that he was going to get a catch, but Leaf is there. The damage widely shrugged off, not too much dealt. Pivot cross now into that C site, opened up at G2. 5 players to be in a decent position to go for a retake. No ults online for the moment. But Leaf just a kill away from having that steel guard. Valen from having that cosmic divide.
Meteor's got the kill contract. Gonna be crucial, the positioning that he fires it off from and who he can catch for G2. Long lurk again for Leaf. The rest of them setting up for a big retake through the choke point.
Sylvan, deep lurk back around, try to re-clear over towards garage. Quick exit, the gate crash coming in. Sylvan not going to be able to find the timing. Leaf gets straight forward, and Meteor, he's the one leading the charge. Didn't want to try to invest the kill contract here at all, it seems. But now the spam is just coming through. T1 needs to try to counteract this, but that Hunter's Fury is far too late. It's already over. G2 have absolutely robbed them blind. And Trent comes up with 4. And whatever was discussed during that timeout, it sure as hell went out the window.
I'm just very confused. T1 does find the open space. They're able to work the map nicely. A little bit whiffy here from Izu, but there's 2 players there. They're covering for this push out. The Hunter's Fury way too late. There's a kill contract there. You can sit and cubby, wait for them to try to go for the defuse or something like that. Slow up that retake attempt from G2, but it just feels like T1 maybe starting to crumble a little bit here under this pressure. Now they're back down to Sheriffs and a Guardian.
For everybody on this T1 squad, other than Meteor, it's the biggest stage they have ever been on. 897 days since Stax and Buzz were eliminated in 3rd place at Champions Istanbul. Now here, desperately trying to fight for a potential 1st place finish. But you have to suspect those nerves are going to be working against them in a major way.
Now they're going to be able to get the plant down most likely. There's a few stars there. See if there's any delay that comes through. No. Just going to try to set up for the retake. Steel Garden invested.
For the most part, Meteor with that Guardian. So for the rest, Sheriff's in hand and Buzz playing off the reveal. Finds his second through the smoke. Weapon recovered. Draws down the Phantom. Finding himself a 3rd. Tucks back in towards Hell. The shots just going whippy all over the place. And somehow, T1, they managed to answer back. Finding stability after that baffling previous round. And a lot of it comes down to Buzz. He's playing off his util, showing that crisp, raw aim.
They're going to need more of that. Finally able to dig deep. And again, it just gets so chaotic, so scrappy there around the entrance to the site. And that favors T1. They're really able to get those crossfires going. Some good damage done by Jog.
Damage done by him, but damage taken as well.
Exactly where.
This thing's already starting to get very chaotic. Neural depth getting the ping. 3 players going to be noted. Double tap shield's going to be taken away. Stack's able to find one balance, bouncing forward. Gets rid of Buzz, gets rid of Izu.
Oh.
Spalin in this window is a man to be feared. Will eventually be put down. Strogamo going to be caught on a timing. Trenton out. A 1v3. Meteor. Not going to be going for the push. Stax re-swings the angle. I thought he would wait for contact from the rest of the players.
A little bit tough there.
Bit of an opportunity. Sylvan going to have to be repositioning here. Push out of the smoke. The crossfire set up. Meteor with 3. Closes out the round. Once again, scrappy, chaotic. G2 so very close. T1 are able to get up to 10.
But again, I said it earlier, that's where T1 is going to thrive here. They just need to drag G2 down with them. They need to run at them sometimes. They need to bully them. They need to use that oppressive firepower that this team should be capable of bringing to bear. The snappy reactions, the quick decisions. You know, G2 wants to take their time. They want to be methodical against you. They want to set up that util to smother you out of positions, to make the rounds borderline unwinnable. And T1's comp is built to brawl. They need to get in there, and they need to throw some punches. And they have. They've started to. They need to keep it up. They need to keep G2 off balance. But G2, again, these timeouts generally have gone okay. So let's see what the answer is going to be. And it's been tough for G2. When they've tried to play retake other than the 1 round, it's actually not gone great for them.
Sure.
T1's held the line really nicely. So do you try to just put a little bit more trap plays early, try to see if you can get that man advantage, try to find those picks, you know, maybe at the top of A or out through garage, things like that? Or do they just want to shore it up, play a little bit more default, just try to wait T1 out, play a little bit smarter? Because when things get scrappy, that's when T1's been winning.
Full arsenal afforded here for the side of T1. G2 desperately looking for this round victory. Economy just going to be broken again if they can. TP forward for the check on that C site here. Here's the grab. It's going to be Jogamo pulled in alongside Meteor. And he's rushing forward here. So there's the fake out. He's actually escaped.
It just grabs the fake out.
Oh.
Today I learned.
Yeah, TIL. Literally have never seen that interaction before. So our bad, but hey, we learned something new. Either way, site opened up a bit. Buzz going to be taken down, trying to pee. We'll find him there, just banging through the box backside. Shot starts at their feet. Jogamo tagged up a bit, has that regen shield, and is able to find a freebie. Stax just randomly getting picked. Sylvan now dead. Meteor backpedaling. 2v3 trying to hold the line. The salvo's flying forward. Izu trying to wait the push up there at Lumber. Finds the first, finds the second for 3 overall in the round. I feel like I'm losing my damn mind with the things that are occurring in this map. But T1 managed to scrape by.
I'm just done trying to make sense of it, just trying to enjoy it. And Izu puts on a show for us. He's been so good for T1 and able to hold the line. I think there's a few mistakes here, though, in this post plant for T1 that almost gives G2 the round win. I think Sylvan over peaks there around the corner of the C box. Oh, leave. You're just done.
Absolutely destroyed. Double tap shield now. Pop, push forward into the smoke. Valen falling to the Y side very similarly. 3 players about to be noted by a tripwire. Well, we'll be able to bounce over it. There's going to be another in their way. A cam out in mid to spot if they cut over towards garage.
Portal closed. Camera taken out.
Great diligence shown by Izu. Clutch in the previous round, this round, the util there to make sure that all of G2 is tracked and identified. G2, I think, just looking for some exit frags at this point. Meteor right around the corner, has one, can't find a fourth in the round.
Yeah, it does put Trent down to 5 HP. 4 players still alive. They opt to try to go for anything. Well, that'll seal the deal on it. Trent likely just trying to go down here. The spike, see if he can get any exit frags there with the salvos to try to slow them up. And will not be able to do so. T1 get themselves now up to map point.
Match point.
Well, I think T1 starting to feel themselves. They're just going at them. And even though this is an eco, that's been working. And Meteor in particular, able to be the tip of the spear to really break things open. But it's going to be a ton of ults that G2 has in this round. Everything but the Steel Garden available. So this is going to be tricky. Stax does have that Hunter's Fury again. If they can get to the post plant, keep him safe. Maybe there's a world where you could just win it on that. They're going to have every advantage in the retake, our G2, if it even gets there. For now, cam placed in towards short. The majority of the forces of T1 fan out for long.
Is down.
I think he saw 2. And you saw the 2 duelists, so feel pretty likely this is coming. Stax is going to let it loose and try to clear the site.
Just Fury, yep, just trying to spot him out. Buzz, so very low here at Hell. Will eventually get taken down. Trying to be at 31 as well. That's Chalk, 45.
Oh, the Armageddon.
The Armageddon. It's going right toward him. They're not going to be able to escape.
Spike down.
They're running into it.
Delay!
Somehow hits the transfer, gives him an opportunity. Looks for another, cannot make it happen. Izu. Can he go back to back? 43 seconds remaining in the round. The spike still going to be dropped. Enough time for him to try to potentially go for a counter rotation.
Spike.
It looks like he's just going to play this forward here.
You know, if he waits this out like another 10 seconds, he might be able to pull a player from G2 away, but just going to keep pressing forward.
G2 going to play it wise. They want to play together. They don't want to give the opportunity to get separated. Now they have it all confirmed. The tripwire there, cleared out. Plant having to be stuck. Weapon drawn down. Camera for the spot. Tucks back around the corner. Knows that they are just absolutely stacked up. Wants to try to divide and conquer the jump bounce. Nearly finds Valen, but cannot. G2. Another scrappy round. A lot invested. But it keeps them afloat here on Haven. The map not over yet.
Just gorgeous timing on this Armageddon from Trent. Catches T1 where they have nowhere to run. They are stuck and they are dead. Absolutely beautiful. So well read. And Jonah P just being so annoying with that breach util at the point of attack. Sets him up perfectly, gets the flash as well, and Stax. Meteor cannot get out in time. Well held. They need 3 more to send it to overtime. A couple of those all twos. Still have the Dimensional Drift, still have the Cosmic Divide for G2. Easy with the Neural Theft. It's going to go back to C for T1. This one's been working pretty well for them. Some spam there to check the orb. One away from a kill contract for Meteor. So absolutely something T1 would like to get into his hands.
I'm not going to spot anything. Curious if this entrenches G2 further or if they're going to look to rotate off this A site. Talking about playing about within that cyber cage, but ultimately not going to find much. Thorn's now going to be popped, stopping T1 from advancing forward into the garage.
They're really taking their time, trying to suss out the positions as best they can, but man, G2's done a great job of hiding. Finally, spot on the jog.
Spot on the one. Just that stinger in hand, Jonah P. That Guardian sends out a shot, pulls back, and yeah, nearly has that kill. Flash sent forward. There's a fake out, popped. Go once again, just trying to reposition. What?
What was that?
I don't know. Just spamming his knife. I think you know where he ended up there. Either way, Jonah P going to be taken down, Trent eliminated. T1 now fully in control.
Spike planted.
The Guardian picked up, but so very low on HP. Nowhere to go. He's just out into the open. He's instantly dead. Valen good for one, but now it is all on leave. Cordoned off from the site by his own Astra. The wall will fall. Stacks out to the open. Taken down, but Sylvan on the counter swing. Gets them the win. 13-9. We have a series on our hands as T1 tie things up here in the grand final.
Well, if there's one thing about this T1 team, they do not give up easily. You gotta stick around for this one, guys. 1-1. Let's see what Abyss has in store for us.
Nice! Nice, guys! Let's go! Let's go! Nice! 총, 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 총! Nice! Woo! Nice! Holy shit! Nice! Nice! Woo!
Red Bull gives you wings.
Had it with your old phone? We've got you. At Verizon, trade in any old phone for iPhone 16 Pro on us, on any plan. And get iPad and Apple Watch Series 10, all three on us. That's up to $2,000 in value.